Nothing is as it seems. Caught in the in-between. The shadows disguise, and I don't know why. Nothing is as it seems. Something got a hold of me, lying in a bed of thieves. What is reality? Bent and broken, left it wide open. Everything's crashing down. Standing here frozen, truth is showing, and I know now nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems.
So, what's the big deal about hair? All it is, really, is just something that grows out of the top of your head. A hook in the follicle that makes it twist and turn, yet it seems to make all the difference. And something in the style becomes a staple. Hair like this has always been important since the beginning. Through the years, there's been changes in what a hairstyle can mean. From combs, chemicals, creams, and oils, all of it can be adapted and molded to fit into something that becomes completely individual. As time goes on, there will be more love and care. Similar to an art piece, it's a symbol of who you are.
If two people cross paths, they might bump into each other, exchange a glance, or simply pass by. It might seem small and fleeting, but step back far enough, you'll see how every moment threads into something larger, an intertwined system. Even the smallest change can ripple outward, causing vast differences elsewhere. We can't predict where our paths will lead, as chance, opportunity, and connection weave through in ways we never expect. But we do know where it has carried us. Here, to this moment, connected to the people around you. The small things may not always lead to change, but the strongest connections often begin in the smallest moments.
Here, to introduce yourself. My name is Ori Graylee Golden. Gotta ask, what brought you to Savannah? There's an open room to move into, and that was it. I took a vacation here right before. I was like, this is better than where I was living, and I just moved here, halfway across the country from Dallas, Texas. What is it that made you stay? If I'm gonna live in the South, this is one of the better places to live. So, you're still dealing with a lot of like ignorant people, but there's a lot of queer folk here. So, there's a lot of Savannah outside of SCAD that I would say a lot of people who go to SCAD definitely miss. I feel like you're also getting, especially if you're only here during the school year, you're getting a very skewed sense of what this place is actually like. And I think there's a bunch to see outside of it, especially not during the school year. But yeah, there's also a lot to be clean. It's one of the prettiest cities I think I've ever seen.
What's your hidden gem of Savannah?
It's a fun city to like walk around, explore. Probably like every single day I see somebody I've met before. So
Right, I see.
I think that's enjoyable. I think it's kind of nice, especially because you can like have friendships that are very organic just by like passing by somebody or like seeing somebody often. So I think it humanizes people a lot when you're living in a place where you see the same people and interact with the same people a lot.
Now that you're living here in Savannah, would you ever go back?
Hell no. I'd never move back to Texas. I'd sooner live out of my car.
Storytelling is a glimpse into ourselves. Sharing tales that are crafted and shaped by our experiences. I think the impactful stories contain space in between. The space of possibility, the space of distance. Moments to breathe and let our minds wander. When these spaces collide and mingle, they create something entirely new. Everyone's space contains beautiful stories.
What is life? It's a puzzle. No one to guide us. No one to solve the puzzle. Goalposts constantly moving. Hilltop far. No one here. A missing piece. An uncomfortable scene. A game that can't be won. Night and day. Repeating tales, competing ideals. Another compromise. But then, you look at someone else, and they are just as puzzled, just as confused, just in a different way. Then, it doesn't seem to matter. It doesn't matter if it doesn't fit. It doesn't matter if it's uncomfortable. And slowly, all comes together.
In the dark, there's pressure. The kind that pushes and whispers, "You're not enough." I held myself together until I couldn't. I folded in on myself. I went quiet. But failure is not falling. It is ignition. Something gathered in me, and I was alive. I was light and color. And in the afterglow, I learned some stars must collapse before they shine.
could have been your boyfriend. I know it's not possible now. I just never met a girl I like half as much as you. And we could lay around in bed, stay there all day, or at least until the afternoon. And I could make you spaghetti with tomato sauce with just a touch of oregano and a parsley stem. And then when you got sick, I could take the day off work. I could have made you chicken soup, and we could watch soap operas, oh those TV dramas. I could catch your cold and you could take care of me. If I could have met you at school or met you at work, it would have changed everything. Those years of losing, confusion and insecurity, they would have been shared, they would have been easier. Oh Tim, wish you were born a girl, wish you were born a girl, so I could have been your fiancé. I'm not saying you can't be all these things for me, but it's just not the same, 'cause you're a man and so am I.
Let's go have some bigger.
Dear basketball. From the moment I started rolling my dad's tube socks and shooting imaginary game-winning shots in the Great Western Forum, I knew one thing was real. I fell in love with you. A love so deep, I gave you my all. From my mind and body to my spirit and soul.
How do you feel when you listen to music?
I fall into my own world where an unstoppable force makes me dance.
I feel like I'm talking with someone I've known my entire life, and the conversation never slows down.
My heart gets wrapped in an emotional blanket. The emotions rise in my brain to where I can finally understand them.
What is a hyperfixation? It's often misunderstood, but it's much more than just liking something a lot. When something clicks, focus increases rapidly. Time and energy center around a single subject. This can lead to deep learning, new skills, and even shifts in identity. One person can move through many different areas of focus, each with its own world, interests, and perspective. These phases may change quickly and from the outside can seem inconsistent, but hyperfixation is not a lack of ability. It's a different way attention can work. And even when the focus changes, the experience still stays with us. None of it is wasted.
There is comfort in repetition, in sensing what approaches, in trusting that what moves with such force will continue in the same way, without interruption. The waiting that comes after is subtle, as if things might return to what felt familiar. In that space, uneven and unfamiliar, connections form that could not have existed before, and energy finds new directions. Growth, when it finally appears, does not resemble what came before it, because the act of making requires something to give way first.
Okay, yeah, don't stop.
I feel like I have to establish that I look okay.
Not black, it's a little darker patch on my face. So I'm like, I wish it could just go.
Started out slowly and it just kind of evolved. And
they can become a bit lighter, but they are never gone.
when do I let them see me without makeup? Are they gonna think I'm not pretty anymore?
Childhood was spent in like alternative treatments, like what
Take some yogurt in my hand, just put that on the face.
I recommended hydroquinone, which is a common.
Put a lot of effort over the years to just accept my hyperpigmentation. I still do try some skincare to fight it on my face, but try to just even it out. But it's just a feature of the deeper skin tone.
the dermatologist would say don't go out in the sun, but my mom would always be like, you need early morning sunlight. I ended up not listening to the doctors and I listened to my mom.
"43, my favorite number. I thought I loved it for no reason, until I realized it was the number of my home, a number that carries my whole universe. Gaston Bachelor once wrote, "Our house is our corner of the world, our first universe." Home is the beginning of who we are, a shelter that gave me the courage to step into the world. No matter how far I go, there is always a corner in the world I can return to. We all live inside a box, millions of boxes, millions of worlds, woven together into a vast universe. And 43 is the box that holds my world. Step outside the box, sometimes it feels like we were just identical boxes on a crowded shelf. I doubt, I stumbled, I'm imperfect, but home gave me space to breathe, to dream, to imagine. In its quiet corners, I found fragments of my true self. I sometimes feel rootless, like duckweed drifting on water. But 43 is still with me, my anchor in the world. It gave me courage to keep searching, to keep becoming. And so, this is a thank you for giving meaning to 43.
What are you?
I've no entertaining creation story to tell you. No myth carved from stone, no origin spoken in tongues. What I do have is a little messier. Pieces cut from different pages, with edges misaligned. My mother's this, my father's that. I'm not fragmented, so don't break me down nor convert me into equations with fractions and percentages. I'm not half this, half that. I'm whole, complete, intricate, all original.
What are you?
In my home, we're fluent in contrast. Family pictures shape our walls, and the tastes at the dinner table echo from a different kitchen. We use the salt from the sea's travel. Our rhythms dance to the beat of one another, and gatherings remind us of the deepness of love but the reality of distance.
What are you?
I'm sorry that I didn't code switch when I should have, and I'm sorry if I did when I shouldn't. Do I blend in too much or stand out too hard? I apologize if I don't speak the language and for my name stitched together. Next time, I'll try to meet the expectations.
What are you?
I don't know what you want. If I go on too long, you might assume I'm overcompensating. There's no clear, neat answer. Don't romanticize it. You say you love the look. You've seen it on magazine covers. I know you love Prince babies. I know you saw that in me. I know you think it's token. I'm sure you don't see color.
What are you?
There's no chance against your double-barreled shotgun of words aimed to hate. I'm not your punchline or some mutt. Is that all you see?
What are you?
My hair is curly. My skin is light. My eyes are sharper than knives. And you're still waiting. What am I? I have no creation story to tell you, no legend to satisfy your curiosity, and no puzzle to be solved. And maybe that's the only thing you'll get. Does that answer your question?